the classic tale of Moby Dick, we meet Ishmael, a restless soul yearning for adventure on the high seas. He feels a powerful draw to the ocean, and driven by a desire to escape the melancholy of life ashore, he decides it's time to embark on a whaling journey. Ishmael refuses to take a backseat, picturing himself as a bold harpooner rather than a mere passenger. This desire to confront the unknown and conquer his fears sets the stage for an epic adventure that will take him deep into the heart of the ocean and the wild, incomprehensible mysteries it contains, especially that of the great white whale, Moby Dick. Ishmael's journey toward the sea is not just a physical transformation, but also an awakening of his spirit, revealing the themes of adventure, identity, and the eternal human struggle against the unknown. Ishmael arrives in New Bedford, eager yet somewhat apprehensive about finding a ship. As he wanders through the streets, he notices the bustling whaling culture that has taken root in this lively port town. However, fortune does not favor him initially, as he discovers that the ship to Nantucket has departed without him. Searching for accommodation, he gets a glimpse of the eclectic crowd, the salt-stained sailors, curious townsfolk, and seafaring adventurers, all drawn by the promise of the ocean. His financial situation is precarious, serving as a reminder of the reality he must face as he pursues this unexpected adventure. This chapter underscores his awakening to both the allure and danger that accompany his choices, foreshadowing the unconventional experiences that lie ahead. Seeking warmth and shelter for the night, Ishmael enters the Spouterin, a ramshackle establishment buzzing with energy and chaos. Inside, he encounters a wild assortment of men, each with their own tales of bold exploits at sea. The atmosphere, thick with the scent of whale oil, is alive with camaraderie and rough laughter, drawing Ishmael further into the world of whalers. There, he learns of Queequeg, an interesting and intimidating harpooner from the South Seas, whose presence both intrigues and unsettles him. Initially wrestling with his prejudices, Ishmael finds himself connected to Queequeg through their shared humanity, an experience that challenges the societal norms of his time. Their unconventional friendship offers insight into raw emotions, cultural differences, and the profound connections people can form, even when stepping outside their comfort zones. The next morning, Ishmael awakens to find Queequeg at his side, his tattooed arm draped protectively over him, embodying the strange yet profound bond they share. As they engage in conversation, Ishmael reflects on the juxtaposition of Queequeg's savage origins against his own civilized upbringing. The morning ritual, filled with humor and curiosity, deepens the bond they have formed, illustrating themes of acceptance and the complexities of identity. This chapter captures their growing sense of companionship and introduces the idea that friendship can blossom even without societal conventions, hinting at the wildly diverse experiences they will continue to face together in whaling life. Ishmael's reflections reveal how their friendship serves as a microcosm of broader acceptance in an ever-complex world. Ishmael and Queequeg enjoy a lively breakfast surrounded by a cacophony of sailors who exhibit a curious blend of social awkwardness. The men, fearless at sea, are almost bashful in one another's presence, creating a humorous spectacle. Queequeg, showcasing his confidence as a harpooner, surprises everyone at the table by using his harpoon to eat breakfast. This moment hilariously underscores the absurd dynamics of masculinity among whalemen. Amid the merriment, Ishmael's observations on the camaraderie and cultural differences among the whalers echo throughout the scene, revealing a tapestry of relationships woven with their shared identities as seamen. These early breakfast encounters set the groundwork for Ishmael's deeper contemplations about humanity, acceptance, and the ebb and flow of social roles, foreshadowing the challenges ahead on their journey. Wandering through New Bedford, Ishmael feels overwhelmed by the whirlwind of characters that populate the town. He sees a vibrant mix of sailors, exotic travelers, and local townsfolk, all forging their lives in the melting pot of whaling culture. He observes how the wealth generated from this dangerous occupation transforms the town into a hub of beauty and intrigue, juxtaposed against the somber realities of loss faced by many in the whaling community. As he mulls over the paradox of fortune and misfortune in whaling, he realizes that his yearning for adventure has inherently intertwined him with both the promise of exploration and the lurking shadows of sorrow. This chapter encapsulates the dual nature of the whaling industry, its allure and its dark underbelly, hinting at the profound experiences awaiting Ishmael as he journeys deeper into this world. Ishmael visits a whaleman's chapel, where he encounters the somber presence of marble tablets honoring lost sailors. The chapel serves as a place of mourning, illuminated by the memories of those who have perished at sea, crafting a poignant backdrop for Ishmael's evolving thoughts on life and death. He contemplates the perilous nature of whaling while wrestling with the heavy themes of existence and legacy. This moment, steeped in grief, paradoxically fills him with a sense of purpose, a resolve to seize the day, regardless of the dangerous path ahead. Ishmael's thoughts illuminate a broader meditation on the interplay between adventure and mortality, centering on themes of determination to embrace life fully, even amid uncertainty and risk, laying the groundwork for the epic journey that lies ahead. Father Mapple, a reformed sailor turned preacher, delivers a riveting sermon, drawing on the biblical tale of Jonah, a figure who flees from God only to face dire consequences. As he recounts Jonah's journey, he urges the congregation to embrace accountability, reflecting deep themes of faith, repentance, and the simple honesty of recognizing one's sins. The congregation, steeped in their own battles with the sea, resonates with the message, illustrating the shared struggles of the whaling community. Father Mapple's compelling sermon highlights Ahab's struggle against what he deems fate, foreshadowing the war between man and nature yet to unfold. This moment unites Ishmael and those around him in collective contemplation, underscoring the themes of spiritual resilience and the moral complexities woven throughout their perilous lives at sea. Returning to the Spouter Inn, Ishmael finds Queequeg lost in contemplation, a moment that encapsulates the unexpected kinship they have formed. As they share thoughts and smoke a pipe, Ishmael embraces the bond that has grown between them, reflecting a friendship that transcends cultural circumspections. Through their conversations, Ishmael learns more about Queequeg's past, helping to dismantle the prejudices he initially harbored. This shift evokes themes of acceptance, loyalty, and the broader humanity that exists even among differing cultures. The pair's camaraderie is essential to Ishmael's journey, signaling a departure from his previous isolation, reinforcing the notion that friendship can blossom in unexpected conditions, setting the tone for their upcoming adventures into the realm of whaling. A night of shared warmth brings Ishmael and Queequeg even closer, their easy conversation interlaced with laughter. In the flickering light, they swap stories and share dreams, seamlessly bridging the gap between their distinctly different lives. Queequeg invites Ishmael into his origin story, revealing his noble lineage from the distant island of Rokovoko and describing his reasons for leaving home. The depth of their bonds unfolds further in this intimate exchange, revealing how shared vulnerability can enrich connections. Through their friendship, Melville explores themes of identity, transformation, and acceptance, highlighting that genuine camaraderie is not bound by societal expectations or preconceived notions. Their relationship becomes a metaphorical lifebuoy as the darkness of the sea looms ahead, a source of support amid uncertainty. As preparations ramp up for their whaling expedition, Ishmael and Queequeg arrive in Nantucket, an island rich with the spirit of seafaring. The vastness of the ocean glimmers as they approach the harbor, steeped in the mysteries of the maritime world. Here, life revolves around the voyages of brave whalers who brave the furious seas in search of fortune. Melville paints a vivid picture of the island's barren landscape and the spirit of its inhabitants, who embody resilience and fortitude against nature's brutality. Ishmael feels the weight of his choice, realizing that he is stepping into an extraordinary tradition of whaling, an experience that challenges not just their physical strength, but also their inner resolve and commitment to face the unknown. This moment solidifies his commitment to his adventure, eager for whaling yet uncertain of what lay ahead. At the Tri-Pots Inn, Ishmael and Queequeg save a delicious clam chowder, but their dining experience is marred by humorous misadventures. The lively inn, adorned with maritime symbols and peculiar decor, sets an oddly inviting yet unsettling stage for the pair, evoking laughter alongside the eerie reminders of the whaling world they are about to dive into. As they relish the flavors of local fare, their bond continues to strengthen, elevating the simple act of dining into a deeper exploration of humanity and the shared experiences that define them. This chapter weaves together themes of humor and camaraderie, generating warmth amidst the quirky and often absurd backdrop of whaling life, emphasizing their steadfast connection even amidst peculiar environments. Determined to secure their futures as whalers, Ishmael and Queequeg devise a plan. This time, however, the decision is placed solely in Ishmael's hands when Queequeg's reliance on his deity, Yojo, leads to an unexpected departure from joint decision-making. As Ishmael wanders the harbor, excitement mounts with every ship he inspects, his heartbeat quickening at the prospect of adventure. He ultimately selects the Pequod, a storied vessel steeped in rich history and adorned with remnants of past hunts. In his contemplation, he learns of Captain Ahab, whose enigmatic reputation ignites a mixture of intrigue and foreboding. This choice shapes their destiny as they prepare for the voyage ahead, priming their journey for trials of loyalty and heroism, whereas the mysterious captain looms as a shadow over their adventures to come. On board the Pequod, Ishmael shares the camaraderie of ship life as he meets the crew, led by the steadfast Starbuck, the prudent chief mate, who blends caution with unwavering strength. Starbuck embodies a sense of deep respect for the perils of whaling, a sentiment that clashes with the more carefree roles of the second mate, Stubb, and the combative Flask, the third mate, who sees whales as mere nuisances. As they establish a rhythm aboard, the diversity of reputable harpooneers like Queequeg, Dagu, and Tash Tigo enrich their shared experience at sea. This melting pot of characters adds depth to Ishmael's reflections on humanity's varied dispositions and the unique relationships forged over shared struggle. Through camaraderie, the crew begins to navigate the complexities of identity within their whaling expedition, setting the stage for not just adventure, but for conflicts that will soon arise. At last, Captain Ahab emerges from his cabin, revealing a scarred and domineering presence marked by an ivory leg, symbolic of his inner turmoil. His first interactions with the crew are electric, radiating an unsettling energy that fills the air with both awe and dread. Ahab is not just a captain, he is the embodiment of vengeance driven by the hunt for Moby Dick, the white whale that took his leg and has haunted him ever since. The crew senses this deep-seated obsession from the very start, igniting uncertainty among the men as Ahab's chilling aura continues to cast a shadow over their budding camaraderie. This moment establishes tension not only between Ahab and his crew, but also within the narrative itself, deepening themes of obsession, revenge, and the increasingly dangerous pursuit of a primal instinct to conquer nature at any cost. Under the serene facade of the waters, Ahab's intense obsession with Moby Dick grows, as does the pressure he places on himself and his crew. He begins to affect their morale, drawing them deeper into his vortex of ambition and mania, even if they are not entirely aware of it yet. As they encounter schools of whales, excitement builds, but Ahab's aggression is palpable. Tension escalates when he announces a quest for the legendary white whale, offering a gold doubloon as a reward to whoever spots him first. The crew is swept up in the fervor of Ahab's singular focus, echoing themes of ambition and recklessness, a choice that binds them to a fate they have yet to understand. Ahab's leadership transforms, pivoting from a commander to a dictator ruled by the quest for vengeance. Ishmael and the crew encounter early whispers of foreboding as they venture further into their obsessive pursuit. Ishmael reflects on how the sea holds duality, representing both freedom and chaos. His previous encounters in the calm of the Atlantic contrast sharply with the intense challenges they face at sea, illuminating the illusion of control that Ahab projects. Amidst the mounting tension aboard the Pequod, Ishmael still clings to the inklings of camaraderie shared among the men. In moments of darkness and uncertainty, laughter and bonds formed at the dinner table remind them of the purpose behind the perilous voyage. As they journey further from the safety of land, stark contrasts emerge between Ahab's obsession and the crew's residual desire for the simple joys of life at sea, hinting at the struggles of survival that lie ahead, both physical and existential. In sudden flashes of violence, the crew's experiences reflect the horrors and triumphs of engaging with nature as they hunt down whales, showcasing the thin line between exhilaration and dread while highlighting Ahab's vehement obsession. Their encounters with various types of whales reveal both awe and terror, exemplifying the raw wilderness of the ocean. Through Ishmael's observations, the narrative explores the harrowing reality of life aboard the Pequod. Camaraderie helps ease their burdens, but cannot fully shield them from the ever-present dangers and existential threats looming beneath the surface of the deep blue waters. These early encounters foreshadow the tensions building within Ahab, a precursor to the battles each character must face in the relentless pursuit of nature's most elusive mysteries. Days turn into weeks as the chase for Moby Dick invigorates the crew, yet beneath the surface lies a growing tension. The scent of whale success with the capture of several leads sends Ahab into a frenzy, both exhilarating and ominous, as the crew celebrates their triumph through revelry, while Ahab grows increasingly consumed by the dark forces lurking within him. Their victories come with haunting reminders of the death and destruction inherent in the pursuit of such titanic creatures. This chapter illustrates the complex relationship between the men aboard the Pequod and the leviathans they chase. Themes of triumph versus tragedy deepen alongside Ishmael's growing awareness of Ahab's relentless drive, marking an unsettling turn in the atmosphere as they plunge deeper into the abyss. Their encounters with various ships solidify the narrative of obsession that runs rampant in Ahab's psyche. Conversations with fellow captains reflect the harrowing nature of whaling, where triumph is fleeting against an unyielding sea. The glimpse into the fate of Ishmael's past adventures reveals a contrast between camaraderie born of shared struggles against the sea and the isolated path Ahab has chosen. As Ahab pushes on, the crew grapples with feelings of chaos and foreboding, Ahab's singular devotion to vengeance casting a long shadow over their shared journey. Through these exchanges, Melville interlaces connections between fate, obsession, and the challenging dualities of man against nature, emphasizing the moral struggles embedded in the fabric of whaling life. As tension escalates, Ahab grows increasingly agitated by the reality of Moby Dick's elusive nature, reflected in both the crew's growing fatigue and fading morale. Ishmael witnesses Ahab's existential torment as he becomes frantic in his pursuit of the great white whale, embodying the struggle for meaning against an indifferent universe, a theme that resonates throughout the novel. The moments of cruel irony during their hunts, juxtaposed against the enormous beauty of nature, leads to deeper reflections on the balance of life and death within the framework of existence. In this tumultuous journey, Ishmael observes that while flying high, Ahab's singular focus alienates him from the men he once rode with, revealing deep thematic explorations of isolation and the abandoning of human connections in the chase for his goal of vengeance against Moby Dick. With each passing day, the tension heightens as ships witness the impending dangers of whaling amid Ahab's driven nature. Their attempts to engage in the hunt culminate in further tragedies and losses, revealing the crew's vulnerability under Ahab's leadership. Ishmael, caught in the tumult between ominous omens and Ahab's irascible ambition, finds himself reflective of the inevitable chaos, feeling the interconnected threads of fate, humanity, and instinct weaving through each moment of triumph and defeat. This understanding gradually distills themes of fear and camaraderie, highlighting a growing discomfort with Ahab's dark obsession while fearing for those tied under the weight of his crazed pursuits. Ishmael gradually grows aware that Ahab's mythical quest to confront Moby Dick is more than just revenge. It's a reflection upon humanity's eternal struggle against nature's vast powers, encapsulating the hubris that has often led to destruction. These revelations rise to the surface amid extravagant captures of whales, illuminating the breathtaking beauty of their existence while revealing an undercurrent of moral dilemmas and guilt buried within the hearts of those who hunt them. Melville artfully contrasts the serenity and chaos of life at sea with the harsh realities of the whaling industry, allowing readers to examine not just the grand spectacle of the hunt, but what it means to exist within that delicate balance of beauty and brutality. As they sail deeper into unknown waters, the crew becomes ensnared in Ahab's monomaniacal pursuit while grappling with heightened tension aboard the ship. Ishmael hears echoes of warnings and sees the superstitions that creep among the crew, a web of shared fear woven into their hearts as they close in on the fabled Moby Dick. Ahab's increasing obsession instills an air of dread as questions linger surrounding loyalty and the costs of ambition, ultimately addressing fundamental conflicts between man and nature while transforming the sea into both an ally and adversary. The chapter encapsulates themes of instinctual fear and camaraderie, as Ahab's journey continues to unravel the fabric of unity among the men while shaping the profound path toward inevitable confrontations that await them. Amid turbulent moods, the crew faces the cry of alarms and rising fear as characters struggle with the dichotomy between Ahab's fervor and their own growing anxieties. Queequeg's health deteriorates during the voyage, framing the exploration of mortality and the acceptance of death within their newfound camaraderie. The potent emotions surrounding Queequeg's condition prompt contemplation on fate as the crew grapples with tension between their bonds formed at sea and the irreplaceable losses they face. These moments of shared struggle robustly exemplify the thematic essence found within life on board the Pequod, while reinforcing ideals of loyalty and brotherhood even amid uncertainty. The humanity of these characters grows sharper through this intimate lens, revealing vulnerability within the harsh condition aboard the ship. As the Pequod sails into more treacherous realms, the air is thick with foreboding, each encounter with nature intensifying the crew's awareness of mortality. Ahab's relentless fixation on the feared Moby Dick grows, and this drive eclipses the collective spirit amongst the crew. They reflect on the precariousness of life at sea, impacted by turbulent weather and ever-present dangers. The tension builds as Ahab's pursuit transforms from a quest into a dark mirage, showcasing the fragility of the human spirit in juxtaposition with the capriciousness of nature. Melville deftly delves into concepts of power and surrender, revealing moments of inevitable defeat against the indifferent forces of the ocean, while allowing Ishmael's musings to convey fragmented layers of fear as fate closes in on crew members, unveiling the often macabre fate of seafaring life. With every shift in the winds, Ishmael feels the weight of Ahab's obsession increasingly surrounding them all. The haunting call of silence looms as they traverse through stretches filled with oceanic nightmares, vast emptiness reflected through the struggle for life and death. Time begins to wither as Ahab's madness intensifies, weathering the spirits of the men who follow him. Yet during an eerie calm, Ishmael finds glimpses of beauty in their solemn existence, lending an engrossing perspective that echoes through his literary exploration, while unveiling the circadian complexities of life at sea. A shifting contrast emerges. With each fleeting moment of tranquility, he uncovers the truths hidden beneath the surface, exploring themes of madness and enlightenment as Ahab pushes his men into the depths of their most profound fears. With the voyage setting new tensions amid twinkling stars above, the crew collectively contemplates the duality of their obdurate quests against the sea's shadowy expanses. Ahab's fervor nears a fever pitch as he grapples with his past and the representations of Moby Dick, real and mythical threads entwined across the universe. Ishmael's curious observations ignite reflections on the nature of existence and the inherent duality found in what seems utterly distant. As he fights simultaneous urges to recoil from the deepening shadows while seeking solace amid the ferocity of nature, an exploration of existential yearning unfolds. The juxtaposition of ambition and vulnerability leads Ishmael into profound inquiries on whether humanity can ever wrestle the ultimate forces of fate, creating a foundation of self-revelation through the dance of man against the relentless sea. Having reached the precipice of conflict, Ahab's pursuit of Moby Dick becomes an internal journey through spiraling madness. As they encounter the legendary creature looming beneath the waves, the crew feels the pulse of frenzied anticipation igniting. It pulls them fiercely closer to their primal instincts, a blend of animalistic fear and exhilaration. Amidst Ahab's obsession, the confrontation becomes personal, spanning beyond mere vengeance, morphing into notions of humanity's existential plight against nature's enigmatic forces. Each encounter with Moby Dick resonates throughout, ultimately propelling the narrative forward as themes of destiny and chance fold their intricate patterns into the fabric of survival. Ishmael observes parallels between the psyche of sailors and the depths of the creature they pursue, weaving a raw contemplation through the tether of experience shared in their collective pursuit. The final confrontation arrives as Ahab and his crew spring into chaotic action as they finally confront Moby Dick. A violent and savage battle unfolds, saturating the Pequod with madness and peril. Ahab's confrontation is fierce, confronting the very embodiment of his demons. This pivotal moment encapsulates the fever dream of Ahab's vengeance, a union of dreams and nightmares culminating in sheer despair as they sail between life and death. The ferocity of the chase chokes their shared fears, amplifying the torment as the battle reaches celestial heights, enveloping Ahab and his crew in chaotic tides of darkness. Through Ishmael's gaze, the crack of thunder resonates metaphysically, a haunting tale brewing beneath the surface, unveiling the fragile threads binding humanity to the universe, revealing the undeniable struggle between man and nature. The climactic battle against Moby Dick spirals into a whirlwind, one of despair and destruction enveloping the Pequod and its crew. The white whale emerges as a fierce adversary, showcasing both its power and frailty, ultimately foreshadowing the fate awaiting Ahab. Amid broken whaleboats and chaos, the tide turns on Ahab, driving home the tragic nature of his obsessive pursuits. This battle echoes themes of hubris intertwined with the vengeful spirit rampant in nature, a moment not solely founded in calamity, but offering deeper insight into the ties between obsession and mortality, eventually revealing how characters succumb to and fight against the fabric of life that weaves through seafaring tales. In the aftermath of the battle, the dark shadows of fate descend upon the Pequod and its crew as the vicious waters rage, crashing against fragility and dreams that dissolve into chaos. Ahab's relentlessness meets the inevitable force of his nemesis, a tragic convergence marking an end to madness. The confrontation encapsulates the tragic essence of existence, a harrowing culmination that challenges the resilience of the human spirit as it resonates against the complexities of nature. Following the wreck, Ishmael emerges as a solitary survivor, forced to reflect on the intertwined destinies of those lost to the wheel of fortune, contemplating the fragility of the decisions that propelled them all forward, yet ultimately brought their undoing. Drifting amidst the vast, empty ocean, Ishmael's thoughts collide with memories of camaraderie as he recalls the faces he once shared the sea with. Alone but resolute, he reflects on the dichotomy of mourning and faith, grasping at threads of hope amid despair that feel both hauntingly intimate and profoundly universal. Rescued at last by the Rachel, Ishmael remains haunted by the legacy of the Pequod and Ahab's tragic pursuit etched deep within his spirit, a final testament to the human condition, revealing the complexities of fate as they intertwine with the relentless desire for meaning. Through Ishmael surviving chaos unfurls a profound exploration of existence, iterating themes of loss and the intertwining dance of mortality and survival. The pull of the sea remains imprinted upon his heart, a reminder that while human ambition may seek to conquer nature, it is nature that ultimately holds dominion over fate.